All right, well, let's have a look at this bout. Let's continue the 25 days of uploads for Christmas 2023. Let me know how you guys like this, and then, yeah, hopefully I'll try to do it again next year. But let's have a look at this bout. It's a French grip on French grip affair. Goes by relatively fast, but what's interesting is I feel like obviously there's so many points where the match can turn, but towards the end, there's a really kind of clear lapse in judgment where you can see Gustin kind of got overwhelmed and did something kind of silly by his standards, especially by Jung's standards. So let's just have a look at the bout. All right, so French grip on French grip. We know that both of them aren't super, or they're not huge on parrying. Oops. So let's go in. A nice big distance, right? Basically tip to tip, barely coming across of it. And then French grip on French grip matchups can be really volatile sometimes. That's because it's so hard to find these singles. Look at Jung's prep. Look how close he is. This is why Jung's toe hit is so good. He knows his distance so well, and it's so hard to punish. Check high. Boom. Just misses. And he sucks himself right out. This is it's an interesting mechanic that I boom, boom. You go in and you roll that back foot or that back leg to come back and just shift your weight. Very hard to do, but if you can master it or at least get decent at it, it really helps your recovery. Right, a lot of it is more on the rolling on the back leg and less on pushing from your front. So here, way too close. This is a rare distance mistake. He goes into right. He can basically hit the hand, and then some. Gustin steps forward. He feels like he can hit it, and he probably could almost, but the distance is close enough to where Gustin extends into it. It's super important when you're down, right? Don't let 1 point. Ooh, don't let 1 point cloud your judgment. It's just the first point in a 15 hit bout, right? Famously said in the Grimmy interview, right? It's just 1 point, 2 points. I have a whole bout. And this was hit. Oh, I miss. That retreat after the hit was really good. That saved the double. Man, I love the way this guy just fences. Right, the small feint, and look at we can. It's a little hard to see because of the 3 pixel camera, but like you can extrapolate that this tip is so deadly dangerous on the hand right now. Oh, really nice. And I love these hand checks. If you're struggling with kind of trying to find a distance to attack the body, a lot of times you can hit the hand. You're about to lunge away from the body, maybe for the foot. Checks himself. Checks. Gustin gets too close. It's my chance. And look, and you can see like there's a very small, tiny timing where Gustin just went, oh wait, oh, it's too late. So similar kind of action. Ooh. So I will say to some extent Gustain missed, but also Jung had priority on the extension. It's rare that there's like priority in épée, but kind of Jung started it first, so he was able to get that tip penetration in first. Oh man, it's just all these checks are so close. I love it. It's like super active. Like there's basically not a 5-second gap where the hand isn't threatened. This is something really interesting. In, he kind of stands up, then he doesn't feel it. Leave the distance. Ooh. And there's a constant progression, right? Hand, body, hand, body. Hand, body. Wait. Do we just hear some potty mouth? That's funny. My dreams are ruined. This man said the S word. Right, so now we're about to enter the minute. So like, if you're Gustain, right, and you're wondering what to do, well, it's keep setting up those hits, obviously, but it's so hard to set it up on Jung, right? So you kind of, are you looking to induce? Like, do you want him to go for your hand so then you can go punish it, or it's right? You gotta really choose your moments. Like if you decide to go forward, there's no pumping back. So my advice would be right. When you do pick your moments, keep them, commit to them, right? Don't doubt yourself. And then when he attacks you, make a commitment to that decision as well. Either you're going to parry, you're going to counter, but don't hesitate. Then when it's with Jung, right, it's keep that pressure up. Do not let this man be comfortable because it's clearly where he's faltering. So let's see what happens. What I love about this bout like this, right? It's granted it's a low scoring bout, more or less. Oh, look at that! And as we said, right? So Jung just pressure. Gustain does commit, but so does Jung. So on a no blade French grip, you're gonna get a double. Well, I love it. Like this relatively low scoring bout. No passivities or anything. This 2015, so the rules were different back then, but. Like, you see them fencing, and I really like watching that. That's probably why, in general, Jung was so fun to watch. It's just, you knew you were going to get some fencing no matter what. Oh my god, that was so good. Let's dissect it. Man. Holy cow. So, he checks for the hand. Hides blade. Like, cause normally, right? Normally here, the like kind of the action is over-ish, right? People feel very safe. He hides his blade and then just goes for the foot and catches him off guard. Like he just reads that the reading, right? And people like in your head, you're like, oh yeah, we just tried something. Now we're reset. And Jung just doesn't have that. He finds that micro timing where people's attention is just gone. That was just beautiful. Ooh. So this is the one, like, right? So Gustain found it. didn't pull back, just finish high hand. Right? He convinced Jung to go try under. Jung's a little off balance, commits, gets the opposition in before anything. So that was a sick hit, very well committed. Ah. So there, he went into that. So Jung just hides his blade, right? It's hiding, it's more or less here. They're actually pretty close right now. One step to each of the hands. But Jung is just way too accurate for this. You can't give him... And you can see Justin is being a little annoyed at himself, but you can't give Jung freebies like that. He picks those off. Oh, shoot. My bad, guys. Oh. So why does that hit? So the hand check. So this is really mobile back Justin. Look. Oh, boom. In. Back up. Distance open. What's going to happen? Well, now Justin is really taking control. And it's... So here, it's a big difference. He's starting from way further. He's kind of got hand power to some extent. But he's starting from further, which doesn't let Jung kind of pick him off on the crevice. And he gets it. That was a really well-fenced touch. He drew it out. Oof. This is so we kind of see this where he gets a little annoyed. About as double as it gets. So he just... Yeah, like when he feels like he's in a right, he kind of panics into it. But the double was okay here. Oh. So like super good read by Jung. And look at that, just that little Good read by Jung, and really good presence with his tip by Justin. So both are just showing that they're really good fencers, let's be real. Just look at that little look at that little hop here, just that little change of rhythm. So now, surprisingly passive. They say that they start fencing. Ooh. So right, so here, like, this is... Jung is kind of starting to stand in place. Maybe he assumed wrong about going to overtime, but there's a lot of hand checks by both. And then Jung just kind of starts standing still, and Justin takes advantage. And he takes 8, actually. So look at it here, right? Kind of bit of an opposition. Very well done. So, oh yeah. So Jung's already like more active on his feet. He knows that was a bit of a blunder. Just being ready right away. Perfect. Skip past the oh, Jung always has the most interesting angles. and see where. So he's kind of on guard. Checks. He's kind of borderline in the half lunge, and he closed it out. But yeah, Gustein just. Nah, Jung, no way. That would have been a double for sure. This is interesting. So what do you think, guys? Like, when there's that 15 seconds left and, like, you're obviously going to go to the period, do you guys like when people just kind of shake away? Or should they just go to the passive, go to the minute, what have you? Oh my god, I keep fat fingering my keyboard on the numbers here. And then yeah. Alright, so last period, and then there's a bit of a rush moment where Gustein kind of gets ahead of himself. So Jung is being super active, even on the defense. Ah, so here it is. So, here, we're going to talk the volume. Because, look. So, he looks at the box. And he's like, crap, I should have had that. Coach, which sounds like Aubrey, yells, "You're right, you're right." So he's a little annoyed that he didn't get the hit, obviously. And then, super rushed, just a little far out of distance, like for Jung standards. He goes in, and right if he's basically attack no, counter attack hit. Big blunder. So like, early in the match, sure, maybe, but at this point in the match, this is where Jung's experience just kind of shined through. And huge right, like for a 13-12, right? That's actually insane. Right, because now Jung just has to hand check and go for sneaky doubles. So, just let's watch real quick. Right, how is a guy like Jung able to... He knows the distance so well, and he rolls back to where he knows he's safe. Very hard to punish. Boom. So the hand check again. I think this was our worst case of double. Boom. So really well fought bout by Jung. And obviously Gustein is like no slouch, but just right. See, I really think obviously there's a whole bout, but especially in the context of the end of the match, there's really that momentary lapse in judgment where Gustein kind of panicked and just said, no, I need to go get this. And that last point was so critical. So just the timing of the blunder was pretty critical. Obviously we can look at the whole bout. What else could he have done? But like in that moment. So yeah. Sometimes just right. Remember how you're feeling, and that discipline can save you an entire bout. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next upload. Bye bye.